All right, joining us now, we have a war veteran who's gone from, I guess you could say, enacting battle plans to crafting lesson plans. Started out as a school teacher from New Jersey. Alex Ambrose was deployed to Baghdad to assist with nation building. Now he's at Notre Dame working to bring peace and prosperity to war-torn countries through the power of education. And boy, there is power in knowledge. Alex, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Steve.
Tell us a little bit about the path. Elementary school teacher, which I guess some would consider a war zone,
yes,
but then to the real thing, and then balancing with education. I mean, how does that all fit together?
It started in 2004 when I volunteered to be mobilized to do a tour in Baghdad. I was an infantry platoon leader and attached to the 1st Cav, which was a heavy tank unit. And it was too heavy for tanks to be in Baghdad, so they had light infantry to go in there. And literally on our way up to Baghdad, the United Nations was leaving. We were told OIF won, they won the war, we were supposed to win the peace, but that's right when the insurgency began. So our nation building operations got mixed with some combat operations. So we did do the first free elections, we did help with schools, build playgrounds and set up town councils, but we did see our share of IEDs and sniper and roadside car bomb attacks.
You went into the experience as a teacher, so I know you brought that with you. You had some encounters with children and teaching children while you were over there. What was that about?
That's right. So because I was a 4th grade teacher before I deployed, I really made an effort to make a connection with the local neighborhood schools that in the area of operations that I was patrolling. So my mother, who was also in the school system at the time, she organized a drive to send paper, pencils, school supplies, books. So once a month we drop off these packages from American schools, and I really got to know the principals, the teachers, but it was really amazing to be with the kids. The kids just were so positive, were so welcome to see us, and it was just not the image you were seeing in the news at the time.
Well, and and part of that, I think it breaks your heart when you think of these children caught in this horror, in this nightmare. What could you give them, and what did they give you in return?
You know, we earned our trust with them, and in return, actually, I owe a lot to them. There was a time when we were going to do one of our drop-offs, and somebody tipped them off, and there was supposed to be there was an IED plan for our route that was targeting particularly me and my patrol. But because we had built up so much goodwill, the locals noticed somebody that was not from the area, reported the IED, and basically saved our lives. So that to me touched me about the power of that education and that connection with us we made with that little neighborhood, that we looked after them and they looked after us.
Well, that's what nation building is.
Yes.
I mean, when it's people to people, that's how you build a nation.
That's right.
The program to bring a master's program to university in Afghanistan?
That's right.
What is that program? Tell me about that.
So flash forward almost 15 years later, I'm out of the Army, but now I'm lucky to work here in the University of Notre Dame at the Canib Center for Teaching and Learning, where in my day job we work with faculty to help train the trainer, to help teachers teach, help incorporate technology. And we were part of a grant to help the Balk University, a university in Afghanistan, develop their first master's degree. It was a grant from the State Department. So I was really lucky to work with dozens of people around campus to help them not only design the curriculum, but develop the faculty, just like we do here, to offer and actually graduate the first class of 30 students last October.
You know, I am personally a strong believer in the idea that whether we are talking about a neighborhood, a city, a state, a country, the world, it's the power of education, it's the power of knowledge that will help us grow and change. I gotta believe you carry that same perspective.
I do, Steve. You know, two big perspective changes that I've seen in this arc of these many jobs I've had. One, you know, military operations, they may seek to try to eliminate terrorists, but seeing it now through the education operations, you know, I think it's learning with each other, not fighting with each other, that we have the best shot of eliminating terrorism, you know. The second thing that I really just so grateful to be aware and realize is that, you know, working at a place like Notre Dame, it's like working in the Army. You have people very value-driven, purpose-driven, with a mission-driven institution. And it's just, you can't take it for granted that it's in the DNA here at Notre Dame that we want to do good. We want to fight for for the common good. So I'm just very lucky to be here. And again, our plug from the Caneb Center is, we want you to know that the work we're doing here to help not just make educational experiences better for our students on campus, but we're also trying to help that around the world too.
We are all much more alike than we are different.
That's
aren't
right. That's right.
we? Alex, amazing story.
Thank you, Steve.
Keep spreading the gospel of knowledge. That's what it's about. Thank you, Alex.